What's up? I'm Jordy Angela.
And it's your main man, Bdot.
And it's the Kid Gowie.
And this the checkup. Bdot and Gowie, how are y'all doing today?
Man, I'm good. I can't complain. Sure, I'm breathing. I brushed my teeth this morning. Had a nice stool for my morning shit. So,
yeah, bro, you are wild, bro.
Bro, everything's going good, man. How about what about yourself, Gowie?
Hey, look, I'm chilling. As soon as I logged into this joint, Dot complimented my skin. The boy glowing. He felt me like
that boy glowing.
I'm feeling good though. I can't complain. Life is good. How about you, Joy?
I'm good. I'm doing the best that I can. Life is rough. If you know me, then you know why. And it is what it is. I'm not gonna let the devil take control of this week. I told myself that whatever happens this week, and I'm good. So I'm good. I'm good. I'm great. And your skin does look smooth, Gowie. He's not lying.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. So where do y'all want to start? Where do y'all want to start? Y'all want to start with the Warriors? Y'all want to start with the Rockets? Miami losing again. The Wizards losing. Bradley Beal putting up 60 and they still lost. Where do y'all want to start? Markelle Fultz, the Magic.
You did.
Free Bradley Beal.
Damn.
From what? From what? From what?
You started the show. You started off like that. Joy gonna feel some type of way. Joy gonna be like, "What you mean?
Hey,
what?
Free Bradley Beal, bro. This man. So last year, Bradley Beal had back-to-back 50-point games, took L's, and now new season, more talent added to the roster. Nobody injured. You had Rui Hachimura, you had Russell Westbrook. And this man dropped 60 and still lost again. So it's like, it's one of two things. Number one, is Bradley Beal putting up empty stats? Is he just a bucket getter that's just putting up mad buckets and it's not helping the team win? Or is he just doing too much and his teammates ain't doing enough? So that's the conversation that we should be having.
What's the difference between it working with John and Brad versus Westbrook and Brad? I mean, I know it's still early and they still trying to figure out. And Bradley Beal and John was playing for a long time. We played for a while together, and they were in the playoffs. A number of times. Even when they had Paul Pierce, et cetera, et cetera. So, what you think what's the problem? Is it like you said? Is it Brad? Is it Westbrook? Is it coach? Do they not have enough talent?
From what I've seen, and Joy, I'm gonna let you have it because you watch them the most. But from what I've seen, I feel like that the Wizards have some solid talent. You have Ish Smith coming off the bench. You have a Thomas Bryant. I think Thomas Bryant is very underrated as of right now. He's very tough inside the paint. He can shoot outside the arc with a 36% clip, if I'm not mistaken. So, they have the talent on that roster. Defensively, they look iffy at times. The adjustments could be much better, but aside from that, I think between Beal and Westbrook and Wall and Beal, I feel like with Wall, it's more effort on the defensive end. And there's no shade to Westbrook, not to say that he doesn't play defense, but if we're talking about those two, that duo and this duo, I just feel like Wall puts the same energy on defense that he puts on offense, and I think that kind of just trickles down to everybody else. As far as Russ, I feel like he hasn't really been himself this season. I think he's been pulling more jumpers than actually attacking the paint. So when they need a bucket, he's being more conservative versus actually trying to get that bucket like we know Russ to do. And that's kind of what I see. But I'll let Joy be the person to speak on it because she's the expert and she's been going through all the ups and downs with this team.
Yes. I've literally been going through all the ups and downs, literally. Okay? Now look. Here's the problem, okay? It's a plethora of things. It's coaching. He does a lot of the L's that the Wizards have took this year have been from, him experimenting with the roster, with this, the 3-man guard lineups and things like that have been they've been taking a lot of L's. So a lot of it, is coaching as far as, lineups go and things like that. Also, not knowing when to call timeouts, making adjustments too late in the game when they, like sometimes Scott Brooks, they'll be up by 15 points. And then he will not make an adjustment. I've seen it until they're up by 2. So until they lost the entire lead, then he'll make a timeout, call a timeout. And I'm like, why wouldn't you make it when they're up by 6, or you wait till they literally lose the lead and then call a timeout. So I feel like it's a mixture of that. The second thing is this. Russell Westbrook, I've watched him for a while. I feel like he's trying to change his style of play. And I feel like what people have said is finally starting to get to him, as far as, he throws away games and he shoots his teammates out of games. Even last night, you would think that, Russ would attack more, but he kind of just took the smartest shots possible and kind of stood back and was more passive. And every time he got the ball, he just hit it off to Bradley or Ish or Thomas or something like that. He wouldn't get too much involved. He would get involved defensively, but only offensively if he was facilitating. So that being said, I feel like he's trying to change his style of play, but we all know the Russell Westbrook in OKC and Houston that could literally put his team on his back and get them to the playoffs with his original style of play. So with that being said, I feel like it's a mixture of Russ, being a little bit more passive. And don't get me wrong, because he's been a great facilitator, a great passer, things like that. But I feel like he just doesn't know when to turn it on as far as going to attack mode and score. I think he's still trying to figure it out. Now, Thomas Bryant, the reason why the Wizards lost last night, it wasn't too much because of Russ. It was more Thomas Bryant. I think Thomas had like 9 points last night. And Thomas, or somewhere around it. And Thomas has been killing offensively. And he killed Philly the first time they played him. And the next time they were ready for him. But the difference is you have Joel Embiid. Most people can't stop Thomas Bryant. But last night, Thomas Bryant, like I said, he was iffy offensively and defensively as well. He was getting bullied last night. So that being said, he's 6'10". He I've seen him shoot 100% from the field, 6 for 6 from 3, and everything else. So it's a very talented team. I think even Dive, you remember we cover the Wizards on League Pass. We talk about Hashimura, people like that, and they're really good. Like, it's a really, really talented team. I just think it's a team that you have to be patient with. Like, this team is like a project. You have to be really patient with it. And, as time goes on, to be better. Me personally, I think they're going to be really, really good next year. But it's just a matter of if Bradley Beal and Russ are going to be, wanting to be, patient with the team. And, yeah. And like I said, I love Ish Smith. I love, Nato. He's good. Bertans, and Robin Lopez. Robin Lopez, he can be so annoying to watch because he fails so much. It's like he turns over the ball, he just fouls, and I'm like, I just get so mad watching him play. Like, anytime I just come and check, I just turn off the TV. I hate watching him play. So, Robin Lopez, and then Bertans, he can also be inconsistent. And I think he's overpaid in my opinion, but that's neither here nor there. Bottom line, it's not Russ's fault, okay? So do not try to pin this on Russ. I know you worried, but if it's free anybody, it's free Russ and Bill. Not free Bill, because Russ has been trying. He has.
Free Russ?
Yes, free Russ.
Russ just got free.
Right, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
But Gowie over here acting like, he over acting like, so let's not rewind back to the Chicago Bulls game where Bradley Beal blew the game and Russ went off. And let's not rewind to Brooklyn when Bradley Beal turned the crap in the fourth quarter and Russ put up 16 points and got them in the game. Let's not, come on. Let's be fair.
Okay, quick interjection. Quick interjection before I let Dot speak. Quick interjection. So basically, to sum up all that you said, the Wizards, they have, rotation issues, blah, blah, blah. And you sent me an article. That said
yes, I did.
In the article, it said that 3 out of the 4 key lineups that Scott Brooks uses, the efficiency is very low on 3 of those that include Westbrook. So,
But
hold on. Oh, hey, common denominator. And then after that, you said that the game was more Thomas Bryant's fault because he only had 9 points. And I get that, because when you don't have your security blanket, you're not going to put up as much as you're supposed to and help the team out the way that they need it. So, boom, there you go. That's all I wanted to say.
Man, Fred Russ.
I'm only gonna say one thing about the situation. You know, I love Westbrook. That's my boy. But Joy, you can't. Westbrook in the league, what, 12 years?
Bro,
You can't say you can't say he's trying to figure stuff out. He can't try to figure his game out.
that boy is seasoned in the league.
Unless you're saying figure it out with the team, but
yes.
But Westbrook has played with high volume players his whole career. But I'm gonna keep it back. KD's not even a high volume player. KD be chilling. You see what he's doing with Kyrie. So
oh my bad, go. All I'm gonna say is I went back and Gowie we went back and watched some film in OKC, and I noticed a really, really big, factor in Russ's game, and the factor was Steven Adams. He is a huge factor. Like when I tell you, one of the main reasons why Russ was so successful in OKC and why he was able to be so explosive and attack the paint. Steven Adams, I look back at the film, this man was pushing back dang near 2 to 3 people at a time to keep my paint. 2 to 3 at a time. And Russ just, because you can't stop. You can't beat Russ in the paint. So if you got Steven Adams just shooting everybody from you and you're just attacking, and I'm not saying that was him the whole time, but I went back and watched a lot of the buckets with Steven Adams. So he was a big factor in Russ's game. And that's why when you go to Houston, so when you go to Houston, you gotta get rid of Clint Capella so Russ can have the open lane. And now he's in Washington and he's having to adjust all over again because Thomas Bryant's in the paint now. And I'm thinking that Scott Brooks should have Russ and him somehow share the lane because Thomas Bryant can stretch the floor. He can shoot threes like crazy. And so I'm thinking they gotta find a way to do it somehow. But I can tell he is trying to adjust still from OKC. He's still adjusting because he's been playing like this his entire career. Like Steven Adams has been there for him. So
no, well, shit. Speaking on that, and what I said last week, the defensive paralysis of Jonathan Wall. If him and Benjamin Simmons team up together, bro, that'd be the best defensive backcourt in the game. Because Ben is always top 3, top 5 steals, same as y'all, if not number 1. So speaking of that, if something did happen like that in terms of James getting traded, then like I said, I think it'd be successful. Now let's talk about James. I think James, F it, man. Send James to Utah. Send James to Utah. Utah been struggling, bro.
We're Rudy Gobert.
Hold on.
I'm just saying they've been struggling. I ain't gonna lie. I don't know. I was just thinking of some random place. I'm like, and I was looking at the box scores today, and I'm like, damn, Utah lost again. They just had 2 good games prior before. I'm like, I'm trying to think, how would James fit up there? Just throwing stuff out. I know they don't have a young, significant piece to give up, because I know that's what Houston wants. But I'm throwing options out there, bro. And let's speak about James. He only had 14 points, in the previous game. John Wall had 28 and 3. Is it a lack of shooting for the Houston Rockets? The assist doesn't seem, up a lot. Boogie struggled last night. Sabonis got the best of him a couple times. So, and now let's not take nothing away from the Indiana Pacers team. They're a really, really good, solid team. I like those. They stay healthy. They could, potentially be a dark horse in the East. But, what's up with the Rockets, Gowie?
Yeah, so everybody knows that the Houston Rockets are my team.
Christian Wood didn't play last night. My apologies. We got to add that. And the Rockets didn't lose by that much.
C. Wood has a sore left knee, if I'm not mistaken, so he sat out last night. But the situation with James Harden, in my personal opinion, I feel like that he's still tapped out. I feel like you can kind of tell that he still doesn't want to be there because he's not putting up as much effort as he used to. Last night he was very chilling. He was conservative. He wasn't really doing anything out of the ordinary where you'd be like, oh, James Harden's really here to play. It was more so like, I'm gonna let Wall cook. When I get the ball, dribble, step back, shoot the 3, whatever. I think the situation with Houston right now is if you're going to move James Harden, you definitely got to get a significant piece. And Dot mentioned Utah. It would definitely be beneficial for Utah because Rudy Gobert is your second scoring option is not it whatsoever. He's very limited with his offensive skill set. But, like I said, with Houston, it really comes down to who can you give us? Can you make us happy with a trade? So I think when it comes down to it, if we move James Harden, it's going to come down to a 3 or 4 team trade. Like you got to get multiple people involved and got to do some crazy blockbuster trade in order for us to offload him because we know what we have. It's like if you got a Kardashian, you're not about to ditch her just for some average Joe. Like you got to give me something in return that's really going to make me be like, well, it's better on this side. I'm out. Like, so until then, we keeping James, man. It ain't finna be no tug of war. We keeping him. If you ain't got nothing that's gonna make us listen, that's gonna flirt with the idea of us wanting to get rid of him, you might as well just hang it up and keep taking them L's.
What about Toronto?
Yeah, they've been struggling.
Because they suck. They are 1-6. They are trash.
But once again, it's the same conversation. Who are you going to give up? You can give up Pascal Siakam, but he's been looking shaky. So why would we even want to bite on that?
Well, Pascal did have a bounce back game last night with 32 and 8. So let's he did, and I'll put respect on that. But it's like but he's been struggling for you being that money man. You got to be able to be that go-to guy and consistent. No matter if y'all lose or win, you got to be able to put up numbers every night.
Exactly, and I'm a guy that's big on efficiency. So even though if James Harden goes out and scores 30 points, but he shoots 20% from the field, like at least he still managed to put up 30 because he went to the line 15 times. So it's like, that's just one of them things that I look at. So yeah, that's kind of how I am on it.
Man, how you feel about how do you guys feel about the Orlando Magic? They've been looking pretty good this year. I know they just had a significant injury to Markelle Fultz. Prayers out to him. You think they're going to be able to, fill that void? Fultz was looking really, really good this year. I'm talking about most improved type-ish. Do they throw Cole Anthony in there, or do they start to shorten up that lineup to try to keep it, I don't know. What do you guys think? This is the first time the Magic has had a winning culture in a while. So what do you guys think about the Magic and, the injury to Markelle Fultz?
I think that they throw in Cole Anthony, and he looks pretty good at the beginning of the season. And I know Markelle went crazy, so he's been getting less playing time. So he looked okay, last night. But I think this is a big shot for him to go for Rookie of the Year. If he gets those minutes, because I have him as my Rookie of the Year, him or James Wiseman. So I think this opportunity can. But, if he hoops, then I think he could end up getting that. And now, like I said, when it comes to, the success of the Magic, I think it's going to heavily, depend on how he plays now that Markelle's gone. So,
what you just said, Joe, I just realized the Magic, they're very guard heavy. They just had another rookie guard who played for the first time last night, Kareem Maine from Canada. The guy that played in Canada, he just got his first playing time with the Orlando Magic last night. So, and even though it was not a blowout victory, they was up by 15 with 2 minutes left. We never know how that may affect. He may go off in practice or something, and that may affect Cole Anthony's playing time.
Exactly.
So, yeah,
we gonna see.
I was about to say, so similar to what Dot said, Markelle Fultz was playing good. He looked like he could be most improved. I'm saddened by that because Markelle a Maryland boy, so I wanted to watch him cook. So hopefully, I wish him a speedy recovery. But we go from most improved to a possible Rookie of the Year, similar to what Joy said. Cole Anthony is definitely a dog. One of the things that people looked over when he was at North Carolina is that it wasn't that Cole Anthony couldn't control the offense or he couldn't facilitate or anything like that. The problem was he didn't have the talent to do it, to make it happen. When he played for North Carolina, they looked at him to get the bucket. Like, yo, Cole, we need you to be Cole. And, he had to overcompensate, and it led to him getting injured, unfortunately. And a lot of people took a big blow to his draft stock because I feel like Cole should have been a top 3 pick, in my personal opinion, just off the strength of his talent alone. So when you do stuff like that, I feel like Cole is in the perfect position because one of the best things when it comes to hooping, at least in an organized setting, is that sometimes you got to just throw that person out to the wolves and see what they can do. If you got to throw Cole in that starting lineup, like, Cole, this is your opportunity. Show us what you can do. And you surrounded him with Vucevic and Aaron Gordon and, Terrence Ross coming off the bench. So he has the pieces to look much better than he did at North Carolina as a facilitator. So with that being said, I think that the Magic are still in good shape. The only thing that I say Markelle has over Cole is the experience. I think, like, when it comes to Cole, I just think he's ahead of his time as far as his skill set goes. His pops, we already know what his pops brought to the game. So that's just my opinion on the Magic. And also, while we on the subject, and we just finished talking about the Houston Rockets, trade us Mo Bamba. We need a rim protector and a paint presence that's going to get
everybody.
Rebounds. Nah, because this is the thing. People keep talking about, blah, say, blah, this, that, and the third. PJ Tucker, all due respect, 6'5", like 37 years old. It's about that time we got to offload him, get somebody young in so that can rim protect and get these rebounds, because that's what Rockets have been getting dominated in. So I had to throw my 2 cents in there. Give us Mo Bamba. We'll give you PJ Tucker. Straight up.
Yeah, as long as Mo got to just stay healthy, So this brings us to the segment of the show I literally just added 8 seconds ago. It's called Believers or Not. Let's go. Indiana Pacers. Do you believe in them?
No.
Are they legit? Gowie?
Nah.
No? Okay.
No.
Orlando Magic.
Nah.
Are they
Yes.
believers?
And
when I say believers, my bad, Joe, I didn't mean to cut you off. I mean, like, I don't want to say make the playoffs because it's the East, but I'm gonna do East and Western teams, but at least make top 6 or make a little noise in the playoffs. So
all right, top 6.
Orlando Magic.
If we top 6, I'll say Pacers. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would they make noise in the playoffs? No. Okay. Okay.
Heck
Okay.
No, the Pacers are kind of like the Portland to me. Like, they're gonna make the playoffs, but they do nothing. I mean, now Portland has, granted, they went to the Western Conference Finals, they did that in the third, but no, it's like no matter how far they go, you just never expect them to win anything.
Yeah, I mean, I don't expect them to win a championship, but I expect them to at least get the 6th seed. And I feel like now that you have a healthy Victor Oladipo, who was one of the key pieces to why Indiana was great the year prior to his injury, I think that they will be in better shape this year with Sabonis emerging into the star that he is. Victor Oladipo, T.J. Warren coming in to bring that help, and Brogdon has been
look good,
shooting the lights out.
Don't forget about your boy Miles Turner. Averaging 6 blocks a game, damn near.
Yeah.
Rim protectors matter, bro. That's what I'm saying. We need.
They do.
Okay, on to the next. On to the next. The Philadelphia 76ers. You believe them or?
Yes.
Believe. Biggest threat to the Lakers. I've been saying that before the season started.
Okay.
We don't think they can stay healthy. Then we'll see their biggest threat.
I stand on that. I stand on that.
Let's go Atlanta Hawks.
I believe.
Believers, yeah.
You believe? What about the Charlotte Hornets?
Nah.
No.
Damn.
I'm sorry.
Hawks lost to the Charlotte Hornets last night significantly, but I know it's early in the season. Let's go with the New York Knicks. They beat the Utah Jazz last night.
That's tough.
But they also just signed Taj Gibson, so they about to have an all power forward team, by the way. They got 15 power forwards now, but
Dang.
But it's funny because we made jokes about the Knicks having so many power forwards and centers before, but then it turned out that they actually needed them, so that's why they brought Taj. So I don't believe, but I do think that the Knicks have something. Like, I think give it like two more seasons, and the Knicks will be making noise.
Yeah, maybe even next year, depending. Maybe. Big maybe.
Yeah.
because RJ been looking good, and Julius been looking good. Okay, let's see. New Orleans Pelicans. They just lost last night by 1 to OKC.
I believe, but I think they're a first round exit.
Ooh,
If they make the playoffs.
Well, it depends on the seeding. I don't.
Depending on the matchup, they could be a first round exit. But I do think they can win enough games to make the playoffs this year.
Me personally, I'm not buying it. I can't fall for it yet. They look pretty solid, but as a playoff team, I ain't on board with it yet.
Mm-hmm. Go to State Warriors.
No.
Nah.
Damn.
Can we talk about that for just 1 second? Because I have a question for you, Dot.
Talk to me.
Okay, and Gowie, I know how you feel, but you can chime in as well.
Gotcha.
Do y'all think that Stephen Curry will be a top 5 guard this season?
Only reason why I say, he's already top guard right now.
Do you think he stays by the end of the season? Like, do you think Luka or Trey, or do you think there'll be 4 other guards that play better than him?
Nah, this stuff, y'all gotta understand, it's the same stuff in 2012 and 13, 2014. Niggas was doubting. They said he couldn't do nothing good. That's when he had like his emergence year. They had a regular ass squad. This is a built squad. This squad was built. It's not like they signed Clay from the Rockets and he was a superstar. It's not like they signed Draymond in the first round. Like, nah, Draymond was second round due to his hell type ish. You feel me? Bro, you winning the championship with people like what's my man's that Zaza Pachulia. You feel me? Like you plugging people in like Sean Livingston. Not saying that Sean is not a great player, but we thought his career was over. Andre Iguodala way past his prime. So I think that was just a well-coached team, and they all came together at the right time. They got the defensive paralysis from Mark Jackson, and Steve Kerr was just able to plug in perfectly, just kind of how like D-Book is plugging in perfectly with Kendall Jenner. It ain't been working with the Jenners, you feel me? Every time an athlete dated a Jenner, what has happened? You feel me? They've been trash, you feel me? Ben Simmons, he looked trash when he dated, but he came in at the right time. His pieces was coming together, with in terms of D-Book and Kendall. She had her life together, and it fits perfectly. So I feel like Steph is going to remain a top 5 guard in the league, and he just complemented well with Klay Thompson. If Klay Thompson didn't have Steph, Klay wouldn't be able to carry that team. Klay doesn't dribble the ball. So I honestly think they'll have a better record with Steph than they would do with Klay. Not saying it'd be that much of a difference, but Draymond also does help. But another thing about that, Draymond helps Steph to a T, because yes, Steph's a point guard, but he also is one of the greatest off-ball players we've ever seen, if not, outside of Ray Allen. But there has been trade rumors, about Draymond Green. I know recently the other day I heard Damian Lillard said he wants Draymond Green. So what would that trade look like, Gowie?
That'd be
Gowie,
cool,
answer my question too, Gowie, by the way.
Yeah, I'm gonna answer.
My bad. No, I thought Gowie I thought you said you already had this shit, but yeah, what you think?
Oh nah, but like Draymond to Portland would be tough, because I feel like you find yourself in the same situation. Like CJ McCollum is a certified bucket, but he can also, beat you putting the ball on the floor. So I think you kind of get more of a benefit in that aspect. Dame, we already know he can shoot the lights out, so he can stand at half court passing the ball. He shoot that joint from back there. So I think you kind of get a same system if you put him in there, and they do need the defense. Portland need defense. They made the leap at getting Robert Covington from the Houston Rockets. That was a smart trade for them. It ended up getting us Christian Wood, so I love it. But yeah, aside from that, you got rid of Hassan Whiteside, and now you really don't have a paint presence. You're kind of relying on Nurkic to be that, and Nurkic he's cool, but he's not that guy that you want to do that full time, because he's also gifted offensively. So you gotta take the good with the bad. Usually when you have a person that can play both sides of the ball, if he's more beneficial offensively, you like, all right, Nurk, you can, do a little bit on defense, but we need you for offense. That's what we need you for. So that's kind of how I look at it. So Draymond going to Portland would be tough, but it's all about who would you give up to get him. But as far as Joy's conversation went, or her question went, I do think that those guys were security blankets for Steph Curry, but it wasn't a security blanket to where Steph isn't who he is. I think it was more so it just made him look even better.
Remember his security blanket at one time was Monta Ellis. Not saying I love Monta, but it's the same nigga that said him and D Wade the same person. But continue.
And that's the problem, because the problem with Golden State is that they had Monta Ellis as the go-to guy. He was their franchise player for whatever reason. No shade to Monta, but he was like, we knew him as being a certified bucket. Like Ellis was like a Jamal Crawford, Lou Wilson.
I was about to say that, Jamal Crawford. Yeah.
So that's who Monta Ellis was, but you were making him your franchise player. So imagine making Jamal Crawford your franchise player. No shade, you do what you do, but that's not your role. You're supposed to come in and get buckets. So I get it. But aside from that, like I said, I don't think Steph Curry was one of those guys that is like, oh yeah, you guys cook and I'm just going to get my pickup buckets. Like Steph is a bad man, bro. Like bad. And I think when it really comes down to it, it's hard for me to say that he'll be a top 5 point guard this year. And the only reason why I say that is because this season I view him more as a 2 guard. I think that Steph is going to be more off ball this season with Draymond back, because they got to find a way to make the offense flow. Now, Steph, he could play point guard. He could distribute the ball, but he's way more dangerous off ball. And I think with Draymond Green kind of facilitating that offense, it would be better for him. And then at the same time, you got to look at people like Trae Young, who's averaging like 30 points a game. When Ja comes back, he's going to be going stupid. Luka Doncic, he's going to go dumb. John Wall's averaging, 23 points a game, 28, something like that. So there's a lot of depth at point guard right now that you got to account for. And if Curry does get that nod is going to be because Curry has done a whole bunch of scoring. Like, he has to average at least 30 for people to be like, he's going to be up there. Because I don't think his assists are going to be up there this year.
Hey, Steph assists ain't never been really up there like that. I think Steph is Steph. Like, niggas is the greatest shooter of all time. Off
Facts.
ball, with the ball.
What do you see him averaging this season?
27, between 27, 28, just because he's going to get more shots up. He's going to get more shot attempts. And now we're going to see Curry's leadership this year. Because Draymond, we all know, at the end of the year, we know Draymond is the leader of that team vocal-wise. But people forget Curry's very vocal, too. We just don't, we don't see it because he's all smiling. Not like Curry. Curry get on people. Curry, come on, Clay, get your shit together. Hey, Draymond, come on, you on that bullshit, calm down. So I think we'll see Curry leaderships a lot more this year, just a lot of with those young guys.
Yeah, but we get back to the Believer game. That was fun. So I had to make a little intersection really fast. I had to get that question off.
Well, okay. Early struggles, the Portland Trailblazers.
I don't believe.
You don't believe?
No defense.
I don't either. They have it's trash.
That defense is going to kill them every single time.
Okay, I think I got a couple more, maybe one more. Y'all believe in the Spurs?
Yes, I do. I do simply because DeMar DeRozan and LaMarcus he been looking a little off, but at the end of the day, they still have LaMarcus and DeMar, and DeJounte Murray is a freaking bona fide bucket, and he be killing people. So just because of that, and people like Rudy Gay, I think, and Popovich, I'll never doubt him. I think they have a chance to make the playoffs and possibly get past first round, but I don't see them winning anything. But I think they can make the playoffs and get past first round, depending on the matchup.
I don't believe. I think the Spurs could probably at best clinch like a 7th seed. I don't see them getting higher than that.
First round exit
in the West. Yeah, I'd say they're first round exit too. But they do have depth though. I'm not gonna sit here and act like they just don't have talent. But the people that Joy named, and then on top of that, you also have a Patty Mills that is wild. Crazy. So
yeah, like 30 the other night.
Exactly. So I just don't see them being able to make noise in the Western Conference with all that depth in there. It's gonna be hard.
All right, this is my last team, the Dallas Mavericks.
I believe.
I believe it. I believe in Dallas with Porzingis back. Without Porzingis, they have talent, but it's just I can't doubt them because they just beat the Rockets. But they have talent. It's just them just figuring each other out because I'm not gonna say it's a new team, but it's a different team. It's not the same exact team that they had.
What, are they good defensively? They're not that great defensively.
They're not that great. They have to overcompensate with points. Like Tim Hardaway went for 30 and Luka went for 30, and it's like you got to kind of do that in order to win these games. But when KP comes back, if he is back, that'll bring some defense inside that paint, and that'll help them out a lot. You
believe in Joy?
Yeah, I believe in the Mavericks. I think the Mavericks are the biggest threat out the West to the Lakers. That's what I think. So the Clippers, we're not gonna get started on them. I don't believe it. I hate them, actually. Anyways, I'm sorry, but I believe in Luka and Porzingis more than I believe in Kawhi and Paul George. And I believe in Kawhi, I don't believe in Paul George at all, because no, I don't believe in you. And that it is what it is. Sorry, it is. I'm sorry. He's a cupcake. He's a cupcake.
Hey, Gal, you see how I didn't mention nothing about the Clippers, and she said,
I
don't believe in the Clippers. So I
had to get off because you said it was your last one, so I had to make sure I told everybody, no, I don't believe in y'all this year. Sorry.
They wasn't even part of the conversation. She threw him in there and went on a whole rant. Jeez, tell him how you really feel. See, and this is why Paul George said after last season, people been thinking he's sweet. He ain't had nothing to do with the conversation.
He's a cupcake, that's why. And I don't like.
That's what D-Book said.
Yeah, he's soft. And I really don't like how, first of all, if y'all remember the play when that whole situation happened, Cameron Payne was just trying to play defense and accidentally fell on him. And here come Paul George mugging him. And I said, who you think you are, LeBron James? Russell Goldberg? Who you think you are? So that's my whole thing. Like, he needs to humble himself. I get that you got a new trainer and you're back. Like, crap, that's a lie.
Quick question, Joey. What is it going to take for you to start calling this man by his real name, Russell Westbrook? What is it going to take for you to call him by his real name?
Well, look, it is what it is. Okay, it's not my fault. He's the GOAT of triple doubles. There will never be another player like him. Okay, Russell Westbrook is the most athletic point guard of all time. He's the top rebounding point guard of all time, and when it's all said and done, he needs about 30 more triple doubles or 30 to 40 to pass Oscar Robertson to have the most triple doubles of all time, and he's a first ballot Hall of Famer. He deserves that nickname, Goatbrook, because he is the GOAT of
And how do those triple doubles translate to wins? They don't. Okay, go ahead.
No. First of all, what you ain't gonna do is try to disrespect Russ and then try to move on to the next subject. We're not gonna do that. We're gonna rewind back and we're gonna listen to me. Now, listen, okay? Russell Westbrook, the last time I checked, when KD left, he put the team on his back and got them to the playoffs. Matter of fact, got an MVP as well. So, in average, a triple double while doing it. So, at the end of the day, a lot of players, a lot of point guards are struggling that people respect to get them, to get their teams to the playoffs. And Russell Westbrook has done it every single year. So regardless, he won enough games to get to the playoffs. So he know how to win to a certain extent. But like I said, Allen Iverson don't got no ring. There's a lot of points. Vince Carter, Tracy McGrady don't got no ring. We gonna disrespect them too. So, like I said, Russell Westbrook, and if he had a middle name, I would say it as well, but he doesn't. So
I ain't gonna lie. That's another conversation for another show. But we could make the argument with Allen Iverson and Russell Westbrook in terms of their impact of hatred they have, from outside, from media type ish. Like people, the description we have of Russ. It's like terrible. He's a bad teammate. He's a killer. He's like a in terms of like he's a chemistry killer. Like, you can say the same thing about AI. You feel me? AI cared about himself. He don't want to. But I'm just saying in terms of conversation, not comparison. As player wise. But yeah, but that's a story for another day. So what grinded your gears this week, Gowie?
What grinded my gears is that the Charlotte Hornets still have not started LaMelo Ball. I don't know what's going on, but it's like, with all due respect to Devontae Graham, but this man has been inefficient his 3 years in the league, and it's been the same story this season. He's still not shooting efficiently from the field. So when you put in a LaMelo and he puts up a 12, 5, and 5 in like 16 minutes, it's like, bro, what more do you have to see to put this man in the starting lineup? We know that LaMelo was a pass first player. We know that he can facilitate an offense and pretty much direct the offense and put players in position to where they need to be, get you the ball crazy ways, whether he hit you with the magic. Come on, like whatever you need, LaMelo got you. So, like I said, man, Devontae, he's shooting like 25% from the field. If I'm trying to get something from the vending machine and you give me a quarter, that's not enough, bro. Like, I need the full dollar. So that's how I look at it. And that's why I'm real big on efficiency, because it's like, I get it. You can get a bucket, but it shouldn't take you, 30 attempts to get this amount of points. So I really want to see LaMelo Ball in that starting lineup. I think it's time to make that change. Devontae will make a great sixth man. I think he brings that firepower off the bench, because don't get it twisted. That man can still get buckets. He's still a sharpshooter. But I think it'll be better if they had him come off the bench versus him starting. I think LaMelo should get that point guard spot. But that's what grinded my gears.
Joy?
Well, mine's actually not basketball related this time. It actually has to do with my cooking. I decided that I was going to make shrimp kebabs and, try to tap into my cooking side, because everybody criticizes me that I can't cook. So I went to the store. I brought $20 worth of groceries. Okay. And I'm upset because I wasted.
Wait. Time out. Before, I know you live in the South. Dallas is cheaper than, the West Coast. But $20 worth of groceries, what the hell was you expect to cook with $20 worth of groceries?
Right.
Listen, no, hold on. Shrimp kebabs, shrimp, bacon, jalapenos. It wasn't that much money. But look, that's neither here nor there. It was a recipe. This is what... What is this? This is how it turned out, okay? What the heck is that? Die. That's exactly why I get mad at you. So you grinding my gears. How about that? You grinding my gears because you always posting your little foot on Instagram trying to flex for everybody, and you really make me mad. So that you grinding my gears because this is not. It's not fair. It's just not fair.
That look like when them tiki sticks, the tribe members use the stick and they. Joy, you gotta understand when you cook it, it shrinks. Okay. Mm-hmm. So you got to get the jump. You got to get the extra large jump over, especially if you put it on the kebab. Also, with your kebabs, you got to let them sit in water for like the kebab sticks. You got to let them sit in water for like 45 minutes to an hour. You feel me? You got to soak up. I know. Yeah. But but the thing is, you're trying, Joy.
Yes, I'm trying.
You're trying.
It's just not fair. It's not fair.
You also got to make sure your bacon is cooked all the way.
Okay, I'm
out. Hey, that's it for this episode of the checkup.
That bacon was more pink than that D Wade jersey behind you.
Bozo.
Why the bacon match the same color as the Miami Heat floor?
Look, come on, look. First of all, listen, it's fine. It's fine because it's fine. Just wait.
All right, what grinded my gears? It's the honeymoon stage. Honeymoon stage, 3 months. Anything, I can even give you 6 months with me because I'm easy going. But if anything before that, if you complaining or something that affect the honeymoon stage, nope, we ain't supposed to be together. Because that's supposed to be the lovey-dovey. No, you take a picture. No, you take some sip. It's supposed to be that. You feel me?
Facts.
All the drama and stuff supposed to come later on when I find out, how you really look when you go to bed, or do you leave skid marks in the toilet? Now I'm like, damn, man, you boo boo now, you boo boo like that. I ain't even know you boo boo. You ain't even fart in front of me yet. Like that comes after the 6 months, but anything before that, you feel me? Like that's what grinding my gear. Honor the honeymoon stage, all right? Let's have a good 3 to 6 months. Before some shit pop off, all right? If some shit pop off in the second month, I'm out of there. I'm sorry. I don't give a damn. Nope, I can't even do it. You complaining about this? You complaining about nah.
That's a red flag. You can't have issues in the honeymoon stage. That's a red flag. That's a sign for you to opt out the deal and test free agency.
So let me ask a question. I have a question.
Talk to me,
so are girls supposed to not be themselves?
Yeah,
so, I have a question. So,
no. When I say honeymoon stage, I don't mean not like fart or
Oh, okay.
Eat in front of everybody. I'm talking about like little stuff, like little problems, like something you see on social media or you complaining about something.
Okay. Because I was like, look, if they got a fart, they gotta go boo boo.
Nah, yeah, I don't care. Take your hair out, do all that. Look like me. Yeah. Look like me when we go to bed together. I ain't tripping.
Hey, look, Joy was offended that she couldn't fart.
I know.
I gotta be able to let be able to let it loose.
You see the uncooked bacon I'm eating, you think that's gonna make my stomach feel some type of way?
That's another thing. Look, if you're not brave enough, if you're not willing to at least taste my food, then you can't be with me because we gotta be patient. Look at this. I'm a pretty girl. I know best. I know sports. Yeah. So you gotta take the good with the bad. I'm not perfect. Okay.
It looks like Joy D'Angelo will be single until 2025.
Yes. F that. Yeah, Joy is going to be single to the next election. That's what it looks like. Well, that wraps up this episode. That wraps up this episode of the Checkup. It's your main man Bdot with the lovely
Joy D'Angelo
and my main man.
Mr. It's Only Entertainment.
Until next time, man, we gonna holler at y'all. It's the Checkup. We out like my dad.
Oh, no. Oh, my God. You are terrible.